as much as I want to be there for you, if I didn't start incorporating some type of boundaries in my life with you, and with these things, and with these people, and with these businesses, and if I didn't start incorporating some type of boundaries with those people and those things in my life, you'll start realizing, man, people will run all over me. That people will see how amazing your heart is, and instead of cherishing it and appreciating it, some people will use and abuse it until there's nothing left. When they see how giving you are with your time, instead of them cherishing it and putting it to good use, some people will waste it and never apologize for it. When they see how hard you love and how much you give and how giving you are, instead of them saying, man, this is an amazing person and I need to do everything I can to keep them in my life because these type of people don't come around often. Instead of some people thinking like that, they say, man, I'm going to see how much giving they'll do. I'm going to see how much I can get away with before they realize that I haven't given them anything back in return. Hey, what's going on, man? This is Will Z Tidwell with SpeakUPZee, and you're now tuned into an episode of SpeakUPZee, the podcast, man. The podcast where we talk about real things with real people. Everything from life to business to mental health and everything else in between. I really wanted to come in here really quick, man, and just share one of my latest writings with you guys. I love being able to use this platform to elaborate and go deeper into my own writings, man, as you guys know. And so I really hope that this piece speaks to somebody, man. Such a simple piece. And be sure to follow me on all platforms, man. Twitter, Instagram, Threads, all the places where I put a lot of this content in my writings in real time. And this piece is, again, so simple. Just listen to where I said that having boundaries in your life, they aren't mean. They're necessary. So stop feeling bad for doing things that are non-negotiable. See, and the reason why I think sometimes it feels mean to have boundaries in our life, because to be honest with you, there are certain people in this life that could care less about how you feel about them having boundaries. And they're going to have those boundaries unapologetically. And they don't care how you feel, because in their mind, them having that boundary, if it makes you act a certain way, or if it makes you look at them a certain way, or it makes you judge them from having those boundaries, what I'm going to think naturally is that if me having this boundary makes you look at me differently or act funny with me, then you're probably one of those people that was taking advantage of me when I didn't have any boundaries. You're probably one of those people that was happy I didn't have any of those boundaries because you could walk all over me. And it can feel mean sometimes to have boundaries, man, because when you're a certain type of person with a certain type of heart and a certain type of spirit about you, you don't want to tell people that you love no. You don't want to not give everything you got to the people that you care about. You don't want to not be there for them. You don't want to not show up for them. You don't want to not give them your time and your energy and your effort and your love. You don't want to not give them those things. But as you get older and you start living and you start experiencing and you start coming into contact with different people, you start learning something. You start realizing, as much as I would love to give you my love and my energy and my time and my effort and my creativity and whatever else it is I want to give you, as much as I want to give you these things, as much as I want to be there for you, if I didn't start incorporating some type of boundaries in my life with you, and with these things, and with these people, and with these businesses, and if I didn't start incorporating some type of boundaries with those people and those things in my life, you'll start realizing, man, people will run all over me. That people will see how amazing your heart is, and instead of cherishing it and appreciating it, some people will use and abuse it until there's nothing left. When they see how giving you are with your time, instead of them cherishing it and putting it to good use, some people will waste it and never apologize for it. When they see how hard you love and how much you give and how giving you are, instead of them saying, man, this is an amazing person and I need to do everything I can to keep them in my life because these type of people don't come around often. Instead of some people thinking like that, they say, man, I'm going to see how much giving they'll do. I'm going to see how much I can get away with before they realize that I haven't given them anything back in return. And as mean as it may feel sometimes to have those boundaries in your life, sometimes having those boundaries can save your life. Because you want to understand what happens if you go through your whole life and you never have those boundaries and you never have those limits. You never have those times where you choose to just put you. If you never had those moments in your life, you'll end up living your whole life and realize that everything, everybody always came before you. And you were never able to be there for yourself. That everything and everybody used you up. And everything that they used of you, the beautiful things that you gave them, you never gave any of that back to you. You're gonna wonder, man, why am I always so drained? Why am I always so exhausted? Why am I always so tired? Why am I always so unhappy? Why am I always feeling like something is always happening to me? Because every time you had a chance to put the boundary in place, every time you had a chance to put yourself first, every time you had a chance to simply say, you know, I just can't do that today, your heart wouldn't let you. And as mean as it feels sometimes to put you first, to put the boundary, to keep the boundary, it's necessary. And see, that's what a lot of people don't talk about is how sometimes it's not so much setting the boundaries that's the hard part. It's keeping the boundaries in place. Because sometimes people think that, oh yeah, they said that they was going to do this, or they said that they wasn't going to allow me to come back into their life, or they were only going to limit their time with me, or they were going to limit how much they gave to me. They said that to me, but they think that after time passes by, that's going to change something. And sometimes, let's be real, we give in. After time goes by, we give in. We give in and we forget about our own boundaries that we set. We all do. We question, man, am I tripping? Am I doing too much? Am I overdoing it? Am I being aggressive? Like, you start just questioning yourself. And I guess I just really wanted to be that reminder for you, man, that having boundaries aren't mean. A lot of times they're necessary. Because if you don't keep people and things within a certain parameter or within a certain place in your life, you'll wonder why your life always feels like chaos. You'll always wonder why your life always seems to feel like it's all over the place. And that's because there's no structure. There's no expectation that you put in front of people when they come into your life for the very first time. And so they think that they can get away with anything and everything because you never told them differently. That's why you gotta have your boundaries, man. It's not because you want to be mean. It's not because you don't have a beautiful heart. It's not because you don't have a big heart. But that's the exact reason why you need the boundaries, because you do have all those things. And people see that too. And they want to see just how far they can go and just how much they can take advantage before you finally say something to them. And man, I just don't want that for you. So your boundaries aren't mean. They're necessary. I love you, man. Peace. Hey, what's up? This is uplift with SpeakUPZee. And I just want to take a quick second just to thank you for tuning in to this latest episode of SpeakUPZee the Podcast. And my only goal with this platform is to motivate you, inspire you, and educate you around all things life, business and mental health, whether it's myself or me bringing on a special guest. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. We don't ask for any type of monetary gains or anything like that. The best thing you could do for us is just like and subscribe to the channel. Until next week, we'll see y'all later. Peace.